you're gone. Tucker's gone. There are a lot of questions over there now about what Fox is doing, because they also cut ties with people like Laura Trump. And a lot of people wondering whether Fox is doing this intentionally without owning the fact that they're trying to cleanse themselves of people who were openly supportive of Trump or MAGA world, or, the new MAGA Republican Party, that they're trying to get back to their, quote, establishment roots. What do you think?
I got a lot of thoughts on this. First, I want to hit this point. I think there are a lot of people, not just at Fox, but in the media in general, who really don't understand new media. And I use you for an example. I actually used you on my show. It was about 2 weeks ago or so. I did a whole segment on your show because I didn't want to make the story about me. And I said, it's bizarre. They're writing, nobody can survive outside of Fox. They said, look at Megyn Kelly, who hasn't done much since. And I shook my head. I'm like, what a bunch of morons. Do they not understand? So I understand the podcast space, and I watch our rankings because I'm super competitive about everything. I know the audience you have. I can reasonably guess it. It's enormous. That forget even social or anything like that. I'm just talking about strict downloads and watches, right? So I'm reading these articles about how Glenn Beck, oh man, it's over for Glenn. Bill O'Reilly finished. Megyn hasn't done anything. That Dan Bongino and Tucker, they're going to be finished. And I'm thinking, these people really don't get it. And I'm talking about media in general, but I'm not sure some people at Fox really understand that. They were good to me. I'm not going to knock them. To me, the Tucker thing, I think, obviously was an enormous, catastrophic mistake. I have friends over there still. I enjoyed my time. I love them to death. And I'm not telling you anything I haven't told them. I just don't think they understand that a lot of people in cable news, Megyn, are fighting yesterday's war. They beat CNN and it's over. That fight has been number one for 20 years. They're not the problem now. You're the problem. Podcasts, Rumble, YouTube, Twitter with Elon. That's the problem. The space has been totally disaggregated right now. People can go put Megyn Kelly in a search engine and watch your show 1,000 different ways. They can watch clips on Twitter. People spread it around. And I did this whole thing on my show, and I did a simple internet search of Megyn Kelly. I'm like, wow, totally irrelevant. They only wrote about her 10 times today. I'm like, what kind of idiot thinks? Right? And again, you're in my time slot. So I didn't care. I really love the whole parallel media system, and I don't give a damn. I want to see you succeed and everyone else. But I just think, number one, it was a huge mistake because they may say to themselves, with Tucker at least, getting back to that specific thing, no sweat, don't worry about it. Where's he going to go? Well, the answer is it doesn't matter. Wherever he goes, people are just going to go find him like they find you on Sirius, the internet, Rumble. It doesn't matter. The whole system's been broken apart. And I really think, just to wrap this up, for Fox's sake, because again, I have friends over there. And Megyn, for as many issues as you and I may have, we need Fox. We need a healthy, conservative alternative. And Newsmax is doing great, not knocking them. Their audience is exploding. But it's still, even with people leaving Fox, isn't Fox's audience, we need them healthy. What are we going to do? Watch MSNBC or CNN? They need to explain what happened with Tucker. You can't leave this out there in the ether because people are filling in the blanks and saying, because of ABCD, XYZ, and filling in their own reasons. They got to explain this, or I think that the problems are going to continue.
Well, Fox is in no danger of going out of business, but they're being taught a lesson right now by a very angry audience. And I support the lesson.
Yeah.
They've gotten too big for their own britches. They think they're the Fox News of 10 years ago, and they're not. They're on the way down. They're not on the way up anymore in terms of audience share and popularity, and they no longer have a monopoly for all the reasons you just stated. So some humility would serve them well right now in understanding their audience is their business. That is their entire business. You thumb the middle finger at those people, your business is over. They're your bosses. And to not even show them the courtesy of an explanation on their favorite host is absolutely disrespectful. And the audience is punishing them. It's punishing the whole primetime right now. And I think they're going to continue punishing the 8. They're now reportedly moving Hannity to 8, and they're going to put Jesse at 9, and they're going to put Gutfeld at 10. Laura moves to 7, according to the Drudge Report. I don't think that's smart right now because the audience likes Sean. He's been there for years. I know he's a good friend of yours. And I like Sean too. But they're punishing Fox. So don't take one of your biggest stars and line him up for punches in the face, because he's going to get it too. He is going to get it next. And it's just not setting anybody up for success.
No, you're right. I mean, like Will Cain, for instance, was on this week. Everybody loves. Who doesn't like Will Cain? I mean, he's a good Will's guy. An impossible guy to not like. But the ratings are still not great. So your assertion there is absolutely correct. They're clearly not targeting them specifically, because some shows have done okay. Like People and the Five seems to be holding up reasonably well. But they really do need to provide some kind of an explanation. It's not going to work to keep it out there like that this didn't happen, because I think a lot of people think this may be some kind of anti-Trump thing. I got to say, that wasn't my case. My deal with Fox, I haven't told the story anywhere else. You get the first kind of crack at this outside of what I said on my podcast, but I was not targeted. My show, they were dying to re-up we negotiated for an entire year. So that I can't tell you like, oh, Fox got rid of me, because they didn't. That's not the liberal, jerkwads are going to, Dan Bongino was fired. I just give them the middle finger. It's just stupid. They're just making it up. I was there. I negotiate my own deals. I don't have an agent. I do my own business deals. I don't need an agent. I do my own business, right? They wanted the show. I just had a different vision for my role at the network. And that's okay. I'm not the Saturday guy, Megyn. I'm sorry. I can't work 6 days a week. I've got young kids, and I'm not working 6 days a week. And even though we recorded the show on Friday, the inside baseball of Fox, what happens when there's breaking news, which with Trump out there is all the time. You got to be on. So I'm on a boat with my friend. I'm having a few adult sodas, maybe one too many adult sodas, not driving the boat. Don't worry about it. And all of a sudden you get a call. Hey, there's a balloon from China. We got to go live. I'm sorry. I'm not sure I'm in any condition to go live, but I'll give it a shot. And, I mean, not that I ever went on the air, but listen, it's hard. So I couldn't do it. And I said, I'm sorry, like that's not going to work out. So I definitely was not fired. Liberals are just making that up. But with the Tucker thing happening, a couple of people, people call you and stuff. And I was definitely, I'm not trying to, I don't want to put lipstick on this thing, but I'm not the easiest guy to deal with, Megyn. I'm like a major PETA, pain in the, you can figure out. I just am, because I've got my own stuff. I've got my own investments. I've got Rumble. I've got my podcast, my radio show. And the thing I think your success out there on your own has bought you is freedom. Money buys freedom. I hate to say it, but it's true. I know you're not in this strictly for the cheese, but let's be honest. It buys you freedom. And I was in a position with them where I could walk away from a show on Fox and say, I'm sorry, that's not my vision. And it's different. But someone told me later that, in the end, they weren't that eager the last few weeks to make this thing work. Because, you could be a little aggravating to work with. And that they're not wrong. And that's okay. Maybe I'm not a company guy in that respect.
I'm sure they're regretting it now.
I'm just not.
I mean, it's like
I've got to.
You're one of the people they could have slid into that 8 o'clock time slot and won back over those angry viewers. So I mean, talk about not planning out into the future when you make your employment decisions. But you and I both know, Dan, the truth is 95% of the people who are on those cable news lineups right now would do anything to be in your slot or my slot right now. That they want what we have. They want to get out of the thumb, from underneath the thumb of these big corporate cable giants who dictate what they can say, most of them know, the vast majority are platform players. They don't think that they could make it out here without the support of the Fox News digital platform and the cable channel and so on. So it's not available to everybody, but even many of the stars over there will text me and say, like, I'm so envious because you can do it on your own terms. And people you say that we're on the same time, nobody even knows that. They just download the Dan Bongino Show. That's what I do.
Right.
And they can listen to you. They can listen to me. You can listen to it on 2-point speed. So you can get it fast, way more information than you would get if you were just sitting there watching freaking cable all day.
Yeah. You are so spot on. To your audience, Megyn's not lying. I get these texts and phone calls all the time from people from other networks too. And they say the exact same thing. How do I do that? Do what? Get out on your own, establish a Rumble, a YouTube, whatever you want to do. Go out there and do your own show that you run, that you sell, that you have maybe a sales agent with at best, but you are the editor-in-chief of your own show. You run your own business. And very few people would trade the other way. Now, having a show on Fox or Newsmax is still nice. There are still people who are not that tech savvy. I mean, my dad, he admitted himself, I had to coach him through Rumble. It's not complicated, but he's used to turning on what I call, Megyn, the one button problem. The advantage Newsmax and Fox still have over us is there's a generation of 40 plus, me included, who some of us are not that tech savvy. They are used to one button. They keep Fox or Newsmax on all day and they hit power. I call it the one button problem. The problem with Roku and other things, it's not a problem for the kids. They know exactly what to do. Bang, bang, bang. They're done. Easy. A lot of folks our age, they're not used to that. Oh, what do you mean? I got to go to an app. Where do I find that? And they give up. That's going away. In 10 years, that'll be a non-issue with smart TVs. The grandkids come over and show them one time and they're good. So that's where people like you and I on our own, and you got the people at the Daily Wire who are doing their own thing. That's when I think the cord cutting is going to be apocalyptic.
I know many of you make money freelancing or running a solo small business. You probably love the flexibility and control, but hate the crushing busy work. You could hire a bunch of different people, like a CPA, a bookkeeper, even an attorney, and end up paying thousands of dollars a month. Or you could use Collective. Collective is an all-in-one financial solution for freelancers, contractors, and self-employed entrepreneurs. Collective handles all of your corporate formation and compliance paperwork, your taxes, your bookkeeping, your accounting, even your payroll. If you've already made money this year, but you don't have an S-Corp election, right now through June 30th, Collective can save you thousands on taxes in 2023 because they're able to backdate your S-Corp election to January 1st. In fact, Collective members save on average $10,000 per year on taxes. Act before June 30th to save potentially thousands of dollars in 2023 taxes. Go to collective.com to save on taxes this year and have someone who knows what they're doing handle your setup, accounting, bookkeeping, and taxes, even your personal taxes. Collective.com and tell them Megyn Kelly sent me. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.